everybody that he shared with us about a month ago and led us in a yoga nidra, and it was divine. I think I'm going to turn you off if you do that, John, because that's not something I can do simultaneously with driving. So, but I want to say welcome back from your month off, your retreat that you take every year. And I am so thrilled to have you share. And the reason I invited you in the first place is you might be the most compelling teacher speaker that I've ever studied with. Your material delivery is so succinct and penetrating. Mary Kelly is the magnet. You are the arrow towards the target. Anyway, I love you, and I'm so glad you came back to present to us again. And everybody, please welcome John Vosler.
Wow. Melanie, I love you too. Thank you. And Mary Kelly, I'm headed your way. Just so you know, the arrow's coming your way, my love. Well, I want to start off with just how much gratitude I have to be in this group. I signed on at 7 because I love the share. I love to really hear where everybody's coming from, and I love the wins. What I loved about the wins was how much you support each other in this group. And in this time in our society, in our culture, in our lives, it's so important to have groups like this. One of the most meaningful things for me was Thomas's share, because I'm going to get emotional, but when you see that and experience that heaven on earth, there is nothing more complete as a being than having a moment like Friday in your arms. And it's what we all actually have deep underneath our thoughts. But to have you express that, Thomas, it's the love that we all are. And it's just unconditional. There's no way you don't feel in love with love, right? I mean, that was really a beautiful share. So thank you for that. And I think it's important for us to recognize what Thomas offered us in that heaven on earth is with us all the time. It's always here, that uncaused field of love that you have, that joy of a newborn, especially a baby, just like the smell alone of that child can just send you into heaven. I want to acknowledge Whitney first, because I want to come back to what she said about expectation. And I know my talk today is about the mind and free your mind and your heart will follow. I'm waiting for someone to sing that. That's a bad joke. But what Whitney said was really important today. What she said was she loved what she was doing to support someone for their birthday. And that she gives, and you all admit, like, I'm kind of jealous because I haven't been invited to her parties yet, but I'm hoping to be on the list. But what I loved, Whitney, was the way you said that. You copped to your own reality. You said to yourself, I have an expectation for my friend's birthday, and he wanted to know when the folding chairs were coming back to me. But what she did was real and honest. She met the thoughts about the situation straight on and trusting, like having the faith that I was actually doing this for me, like, because I love a party and I love to share love. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, right? Can I get an amen? There's nothing wrong with that. Where it becomes a problem is if you really expected that person to thank you because you thought you were doing it for them. She was doing it for him too. Let's not joke around. She was definitely doing it for him. But there was something inside of herself, her heart, that explodes in her joy of giving. Because you know why? She's giving to herself through another. And that's what we all do. That's what Thomas did in his share about Friday. Let's be straight up. It was about Thomas. No, it wasn't. It was about all of us also experiencing that joy and that love. It's what Whitney did when she recognized there was an expectation in the mind. She set herself free. And her friend got a party. Probably something that would transform his life subtly that he doesn't even know yet. Right? So our giving of our heart is really what we're here to do. One of the things that I come back to is the birthday celebrations. Again, I think it was Linda and Patricia were going back and forth about birthdays. And again, I'm bringing these up because this all has to do with mind. how we think about something as opposed to how we experience something through the heart. And Patricia was just like grateful and loving about being celebrated for her birthday, and rightfully so. I think it's a beautiful moment to be able to be celebrated. It's important to recognize that we have a Sangha or a group of people that really celebrate us. It makes us feel that experience of love. And then Linda made a really good point. And again, I really appreciated the share of like her childhood was a little different and maybe that wasn't so great for her. But instead of letting the past perfume the present moment, she chose differently. She chose loved to be loved. She chose that as opposed to using the past and being like, well, no one really ever throws me a party. I don't really ever get what I want. It doesn't seem fair. Who cares about birthdays? She transcended the thoughts and beliefs about her past in order to experience love and to be celebrated for her birthday. These are all things that we do with our mind and what we think. And what we want to consider is what Amy said at the very beginning. She said pure energy in her meditation. You are pure energy. You are the source. You are the embodiment of the divine. But are you living your life as though you are? And so when we start to think about when we're in reaction, we are in the mind dealing with past and future. When we're in flow with the divine and we're in response to the divine, we are present moment. We are here right now. And sometimes here right now can be pissy, gripey, and grumpy. Let's be honest. It can be really crappy sometimes. But as a human, you're here to experience all of the emotions of our life. You're not just here to like, I like the minor keys and not the white ivory ones. You got to play all the keys. So when we come back to the mind, and how we interact with it, we want to begin to recognize the mind is really about past experiences and future survival. The heart, which lays in between, is about the present moment. And as we heard from John O'Donohue, one of my favorites, The Beauty, it's all about the silence, people. And I know as much as this guy with the big blue shirt and dramatic arms is flying in front of you, if you stop for 2 seconds and listen, do you feel that? Really? Do you feel the silence? That's who you really are. That is the source of who you really are. So in that beautiful poem that she read today, everything referred back to the silence. Everything. So how then do we still the fluctuations of mind? How do we empty the contents of our container? I mentioned the last time I was here the practice of yoga nidra. And again, yoga meaning union and nidra meaning sleep. But not the sleep of when you go to bed tonight and you're unconscious. This sleep is conscious and awake. The body's sleeping, but awareness is present. You are awake. And when you start to realize what's keeping you from being the full expression of the divine, the embodiment of the divine, are thoughts. Thoughts about your past, thoughts about your future. And all we're asking is that stilling the thoughts down, you reveal the silent source of your being. That's when your heart starts to open. Instead of thinking top down, you're thinking bottom up, discernment and wisdom from the source of who you are, not from the mind who's trying to achieve, like and dislike, past and future. So when we rest in Yoga Nidra, we're resting at heart center as the source of who you are. I love to use the example of a snow globe about thoughts. So I brought my handy snow globe with me today. And what I want you to recognize is all the little snowflakes in my globe are our thoughts. our thoughts, our expectations, our control, our fragmentation, our resistances. And then when you sit into a silent meditation or just in meditation in Yoga Nidra, what you're doing is you're stilling the fluctuations of thought to the point where your true nature is revealed, who you really are, your essential nature. And in this snow globe, my other one, I have a nun and a Santa Claus and a reindeer, but let's not go there. In this one, there isn't anything because there actually is no thing in that silent space. When you drop beneath the mind, you're dropping into the field of being, an unchanging, unshakable ground of being that doesn't have likes or dislikes. It's what Thomas said earlier. It's heaven on earth. It's the miracle of being. That is who you really are. And so, as Mary Kelly was saying, there's a magnet, there's a drawing of energy. True, straight up. It's already living you. It's already here. It's a pulse in you. That's this silent source. As profound and elegant as it is, it's already living you. It's the mystery. It's Friday in your arms, right? It's the birthday party, right? It's the joy that you shared with each one of you. That is the uncaused field of love that you are. So when you find yourself in a bit of reaction, which is human, know what you're working with is your mind and its objection to the present moment. And that your mind is always going to seek and conquer. That's its job for your survival, for the survival of the organism. Your response, your heart, it's got no worries. It's the doorway to your being. It's the source. It's God. It's divinity. It's Shiva. It's the space of, consciousness, whatever you want to call that you cannot name. This empty spaciousness that you already are. Full capacity to achieve anything, to have anything, to experience anything. It's all there for you. And it's like Diana said, you know what? I've had years of relationships with people and they've been amazing. I'm having intimacy with all of these people, I'm having intimacy with you people right now. That is meditation. The intimacy that we share is meditation because we are present to this moment like no other moment exists, because no other moment does. Diana's going to have a relationship so soulfully deep with herself that another's going to appear. But if she didn't have that soulful connection to herself, nothing's going to appear externally of her, because she's seeking out here for that wholeness. She's got her wholeness, and now she wants to share her wholeness. That's love. That's the uncaused field of love revealing itself in each and every one of us. And so today I just want to offer an understanding that sometimes this thinking and doing that we have been taught our whole lives to get stuff done, achieve, get the house, the 2.5 children, the 15 grandchildren, the 5 cars and the boat or whatever, that's all mind thinking that it's needing something, looking for wholeness, seeking wholeness. Feeling and being bring us back to our heart. It's the silent space between your thoughts. It's the silence that arises when we're still and we're quiet. And it's with our breath that we drop in. In just one breath, you drop into that silence, and all of a sudden, it all comes through you. It's sort of that experience that Mary was saying, where it's like, all of a sudden, I don't know if, and I think it was Thomas, I don't know if I'm being drawn to you or you're being drawn to me. You're like, you're both in the field. Of course you're going to be drawn to each other. It's what's meant to happen, is this coming together, this integration of us coming together as a whole consciousness, to be able to shift the quality of it so we can all elevate to this experience of being. And so I'm grateful that just to be able to share a little bit about that. I know that I want to offer you a 25-minute yoga nidra experience, if I could, just to give you an understanding of how we use this beautiful temple, its beautiful prana and breath, the experience of resting in stillness to reconnect to that essential nature that you already are, remembering that you are the embodiment of the divine. And all the scriptures say, and again, the Bible, the Vedic texts, they all say, be still and know that I am God. They all say, hey, you're all going to forget who you are. That's the human condition. And then you're going to remember. And that's part of the job. So the more you remember who you are, the less you're going to forget. And guess what? The less you forget, the more you can live your life from the knowing of who you are. And that's why I think this practice of yoga nidra it's an awakening practice, but it's a practice of our time right now in society, in the world, in this culture, where it's not going out there to fix it until you go in to see it. And when you go in and see it, you can be with it, welcome it, experience it, and that light from the inside of your heart will then illuminate every shadow outside of you. And then you become a beacon of light and love, an emissary of light and love. So I would love to answer any questions. And if not, I would love, if there aren't any, I would love just to lead you in I have 30 minutes, right? I have until a quarter till. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Thomas. Any questions about any of that? Are we good? Or comments? Okay, good. I love that. Beautiful. So again, Yoga Nidra is a guided meditation that uses body and breath sensations to allow you to still the body down, still the mind down, and become aware of what's arising in awareness, including this body. So I invite you, if you can, and it's fine to do it seated in a chair, but if you can all lay down and take 25 minutes off your feet and your tuchus, I would suggest it. If you want to do it in a chair, by all means do it. But just turn your cameras off, take yourself into a position that's comfortable. If you're seated in a chair, I invite you to sit to the front of the chair with your feet flat on the floor. Spine could be erect, but don't give it a lot of fuss. Just get comfortable so that you can allow yourself to experience this yoga nidra. And so if you're comfortable, I'm going to ask you to bring your hands together and just begin to massage your palms together and build up a good batch of heat between the hands. Just take a few minutes. Letting your attention be drawn to the energy, the pure energy in the palms, the heat. And then to the degree that you feel comfortable, place your fingertips on your eyelids and the entire surface of your palm touching your face. And let your attention be drawn to the healing energy from the palms of the face penetrating into the surface and flesh of the face. Taking a breath, and as you exhale, let it all go. And very, very mindfully, just begin to massage the orbits of the eyes with soft circles. Again, bringing attention to the fingertips as they begin to massage the eyebrows, the forehead, moving very slowly. We're slowing this down to slow the mind down. Coming in relationship with sensations at the temples, with soft circles at the temples. Massaging underneath the eyes, on the cheekbones, either side of the nose, the bridge of the nose. Moving around the parentheses of the mouth, just allowing the mouth to open. And then if you can, just massage into the jaws. Take this time to really feel the fingertips touching the jaw. Don't habituate, really feel it. What's going on in that jaw? Massaging maybe in front of the ears and behind the ears. Gentle pull on the earlobes. Massaging down to the jaw, to the chin. And if it feels right, go ahead and just massage the back of the neck and the shoulders to the degree that you're able. And then once that's complete, I want you just to wipe your face as if you were wiping all expression from the face. And again, place the fingertips on the eyelids and the entire surface of the palm touching the face. And again, feel the energy from the palms penetrating into the surface and flesh of the face. Taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let it all go. Releasing your arms alongside you, and just close your eyes. And become aware of the sensations in the face. Becoming aware of the sensation of the breath as it moves in and out of the nostrils. The sensations in the sinus cavities in the inner walls of the throat as the breath moves in and out. Becoming aware of the sensations in the mouth, the roof of the mouth, the walls, gums, and teeth. Sensations of the lips. Become aware of the sensations in the left ear, deep inside the inner ear canal, radiant sensation spiraling out to the outer architecture of the left ear. Sensations in the right ear, deep inside the inner ear canal, radiant sensation spiraling out to the outer architecture of the right ear. Sensations in both ears at the same time. Become aware of the sensations in the left eye, eyebrow, and temple. Sensations in the right eye, eyebrow, and temple. Become aware of both eyes at the same time. Pure sensation in the region of both eyes. Releasing the tiny muscles in the back of the eyes. Now allowing the two eyes to merge into one at the spot between the eyebrows, resting a few inches inside the midbrain. Rest back and observe the vast, silent stillness. Become aware of what's present in your awareness now. Sensing what's present and feeling yourself as the one who is aware of everything arising, unfolding, and dissolving. Being awareness itself. And now bringing the breath into awareness. On your next inhalation, begin to inhale through the nose, filling the lungs fully and completely. And then as you exhale, softly purse the lips as if exhaling through a small straw, emptying the lungs completely. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with softly pursed lips, allowing the exhalation to be longer than the inhalation. If thoughts come into the mind, let them go and come back to the breath. Choose to place your attention on the breath. Each exhalation, let go of thoughts, worry, and tension. Letting go of whatever the body no longer needs. With each inhalation, fill your heart with joy. Experience joy throughout your whole being. A sensorial experience of vibration, joy. And now let go of any effort to shape the breath, letting the breath breathe itself. Bringing attention back to the spot between the eyebrows. Rest back in the silence and the stillness. Feel yourself held in absolute stillness. And now follow my guidance as we move through different points in the body. Clearly establish that as I guide you from point to point, the energy of your attention will activate these centers, releasing any blockages. Create a feeling of joy in each spot as I name it. Bringing your undivided attention to the spot between the eyebrows. Joy. Pit of the throat. Joy. Left shoulder. Elbow. Wrist. Tip of the left hand thumb. Joy. Tip of the index finger. tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, tip of the little finger, wrist, elbow, shoulder, pit of the throat, joy, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, tip of the right hand thumb, joy, tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, tip of the little finger, wrist, elbow, shoulder, pit of the throat, middle of the chest, joy, left side of the chest, middle of the chest, right side of the chest, middle of the chest, solar plexus, joy, navel point, joy, lower abdomen, middle of the pubic bone, left hip, left knee, ankle, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, ankle, knee, hip, middle of the pubic bone, joy, right hip, knee, ankle, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, middle of the pubic bone, lower abdomen, joy. Navel point, joy. Solar plexus, joy. Middle of the chest, joy. Pit of the throat, joy. And back to the brow center, the spot between the eyebrows, joy. Rest back and experience joy. Whole body pulsating. And now rest back and become aware of what's present in awareness now. Experience the silence that you are. Feel yourself held in the uncaused field of love that you are. Experience that throughout your whole body. You are the embodiment of the divine, whole and complete just as you are. And as you begin to deepen and lengthen your breath, stay connected to that truth, that knowing, connecting to your true nature. And as you begin to breathe a little deeper, you can begin to move your fingers and toes as you begin to move towards a more wakeful state of being, staying tethered to that silent source that you are. And then gently allowing attention to rest once again at the heart center with a felt sense of gratitude for yourself, for taking this time to remember who you are, to reconnect to the source. Knowing in just one breath you can drop back in, reconnect to that knowing. And as we draw closure to the meditation, just softly begin to open your eyes with a soft gaze, staying connected to that vastness, allowing all the objects to arise in external awareness, but still connected to that vastness, that spacious field of awareness that you are. Thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me to share what it is that I have received. Thank you, Thomas.
We have a couple minutes. If you want to hear any responses, we've got time for that.
It'd be lovely if there are any. Feel free.
Anybody care to share anything?
That was amazing. I don't know, your voice, in addition to the words, the pace, I went incredibly deep in a way that I haven't for a while. Do you have a recording of that with your voice?
Yeah, well, you guys recorded this, so I was going to say, why don't we share that, which would be great.
We
And-
could cut it separately, maybe,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah,
just the meditation. It was amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
John.
Yes, it was just magnificent, beautiful, gentle, deep, full of light.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I see you, Ron. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if, are you going to be having classes come up? We can let everyone know that by email. I'd be very interested. That was really.
Me too.
Thank you, Mary Grace. So yeah, so if you go to my website, which is johnvosler.com, I have classes, free classes on Monday, a global meditation at noon and at 6. On my website, I have a library where you can access meditations. I'm going to be on the East Coast on Sunday at Omega Institute for a week doing a retreat if you're in the neighborhood. I'll be in Esalen in October. And then India in January. Those are just fun ones to come on. Imagine doing this all day long. Not all day long.
I may have be planning to sign up for the Esalen one.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. They're going to open registration this week. So definitely, if you go to my website, then you're on a list that I'll make sure you're notified when you do that.
Francis Yu, if you know him, he's the one who he sent out your thing and recommended our group to, just suggested it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, I
will
love that.
Send it out by email also.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John. This was really.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And where's our girl? She's still in the car driving. Let's hope not.
No.
Okay.
Synchronicity. As soon as you started you were going to start the meditation, you asked about the time. I pulled off into a beautiful, quiet, shaded rest area and climbed in the back of my van flat. So I got some too.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me in, Melanie. I love you. I look forward to more time with you. I really do miss you. So lots of love.